everybody, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. My name is Victoria, and today we're going to be talking about bookish icks and like bookish opinions. So let's get the video started. So I'm going to be using my iPad because I film on my phone, but I wanted to show y'all my stickers. So, oh no, it's moving a little bit. Okay, this one's obviously Taylor Swift. This one is Taylor Swift folklore because I'm a folklore girly. Like, I literally love it. I have the vinyl, I have a sweatshirt. I need to get more. This one is folklore again. It's from Betty. If you know, you know about he was riding past, James was on a skateboard. This one is Spider-Man, but it's Taylor Swift because it says Spider Boys from Karma. This one is again folklore, mirror ball. It's a mirror ball, and then it says I'll show you every version of yourself tonight. This one again is, I don't know why this one's moving. Okay, this one again is Cardigan, you drew stars around my scars. This one is Vanderpump Rules, worm with a mustache. If you know, you know. This one, I hope you can see this. This one is Fourth Wing. This one is Vanderpump Rules. It says diabolical, demented, subhuman, poo-poo heads. This one is Taylor Swift, and it's Houston, Texas, April 23rd. And then the two songs she sang that night because I went that night. This is Steve from Stranger Things. I love Stranger Things and I love Steve. And then this one is All Too Well, Taylor's version. And this says Taylor's version on the bottom. Yeah, I just wanted to show y'all my cute stickers. Okay. So, let's get into it. First, we're going to start with the book, The Bookish Icks. Cheating trope. I feel like everybody can agree when I say that that shouldn't even be a thing. Like, it's horrible. I hate it, and it ruined a whole book for me. Like, there was this one book I was reading. I don't want to like spoil it or anything, but y'all probably know what it is. I was reading this one book and I was loving it so much. Like, it was going to be a 5-star, and then boom, she cheated. So it ruined it, and it got a 2 stars. So I just like hate that. I don't know why authors want to put it in their book. Like, nobody likes it. I feel like it's weird to be like a cheating trope, but whatever. When there's a series and then multiple books in the series are paperbacks, but then they release one with a hardcover, I don't like it. Like, a good example I have is The Inheritance Game. The first 2 are paperback, and then the third one is a hardcover, and I think she just came out with the new one that she made a hardcover, and I'm just like not vibing with that. Like, I think that's the publisher's choice, to be honest. I'm not really sure, but I don't like it. Like, I don't like that they're not the same length. That's really what gets it. If it was like the same like height, then I think I could get on board, but it's not, so I don't like it. Another one, it has to do with like paperbacks and hardbacks again. I don't like it when all of the author's books are paperbacks and then they come out with a hardback. Like, for example, Emily Henry, I have all of her books on my shelf right here. Book Lovers, Beach Read, People We Meet on Vacation, and then Happy Place is a hardback, so it's like taller. I don't like it. It's just, these are just things that bother me. These might not bother other people, but that's just how I personally feel. So, different book heights. Like, I wish all books could be the same heights, because like you have to like organize it so meticulously on your bookshelf, because like it just bothers me. I wish everything could be perfect, all like straight across, but you know, you got to work with what you got. This is probably one of my biggest like pet peeves when it comes to like people and like people who read, judging what people read. Like, why do you care what people are reading? Like, just like stay in your lane, you know? Like, why do you care if Jen is reading Colleen Hoover and you're reading classics? Like, it doesn't matter. Like, you can't, like, people who are like, oh, you're not a real reader, like, you read romance. Okay, what do you call it then? Like, opening a book, looking at the pages, like looking at the words on the paper in your head? Like, what do you call it? Not reading? Like, I just cannot stand it. Like, if somebody wants to read Colleen Hoover, let them. And I know a lot of people have a problem with that, but like, it really doesn't affect you, so I'm not sure why people care so much. Okay, this one is just like a me thing, and not all of these are mine. Some of these I got from other videos, some of these I got from like my Bookstagram friends. This one I'm about to say is mine. Real life people on covers, I just don't like it. Like, something about it just like, it irks me. I don't like it, you know. I want to imagine somebody else in my head, not the people on the cover. Like cartoon people are okay. I actually kind of like cartoon covers, but like real people on the cover, no, I don't like it. Like the Twisted series, they have 2 covers. They have like the well, there's more than 2 obviously, but there's like the one you see all over, and then if you read it on Kindle Unlimited, it's the real life people on the covers. Okay, this one actually came from one of my friends on Bookstagram. I think it was from Jackie. A blonde male main character. That doesn't really bother me, but then like when I started to think about it more, I'm like, there have been a few books where I read where the male character has been blonde and then he turns out to be like not who you think he is. So like it doesn't really give me the ick, but I can totally see where she's coming from. Okay, this one came from another person on Bookstagram, and I think it was Susie. Folding pages. So that doesn't, I'm not sure if she meant like dog-earing pages or like folding them. I've never seen someone like fold a page like all the way in half. But dog-earing pages doesn't really bother me because before I got bookmarks, I used to do that. But I could understand like if like your friend is borrowing your book and they dog-ear your page without asking, I can like understand like how that could be like ick or like whatever. Breaking spines. I have one book and it's The Love Hypothesis that I broke my spine on. I did not mean to break it. I did not know it was going to break when I did what I did. And literally I'm so careful with books now. Like I don't like how it looks when you break the spine. Like I know like it's just an ick for me. Some people like, you know, you're going to read a book. Sometimes spines break, but I just don't personally like how it looks, especially when you're displaying your books on a bookshelf. Okay, so now we're going to get into bookish opinions. Okay, personally me, I would rather read standalones unless it is a fantasy series, because a fantasy series I can get behind. Like they're easy to read, the fantasy in the series, but like a romance series, I've finished one romance series I think, and that's it. It was The Summer I Turned Pretty, because like I just cannot, like I feel like if it's about different people then I can get on that, but I cannot get, I mean, no, not really. I guess like all romance series are about different people, but it's just like it's not enough. I don't know. I would rather read standalone romances and thrillers and stuff instead of like reading a series. You know what I'm saying? And that makes sense. Like fantasy series I love, but I finished like maybe like one series because I just get so distracted. Okay. This one's gonna be crazy. I have a lot of books and I love reading physical copies, but I like reading on my Kindle better than reading physical books. Yeah, I said it. I know that's a shock to a lot of people probably, but if I am reading a physical book, I'll usually download it on my Kindle as well, and then I just like to go back and forth between the two because I like to, sometimes at night I like to read on my Kindle. Like I like to turn off the lights and it's just easier, you know. You can take it anywhere. I mean, you can take a book anywhere, but a Kindle's like you got a lot of books in like one thing. So okay, romance books should not be over 450 pages. I would say that's like even cutting it. I just cannot, like, what are we reading about? Like for all those pages, what are we reading about? Because first of all, I don't like slow burns. I said it. I don't like slow burns. And I guess that's another opinion. Yeah, it's just not my thing. Like, let's get to the point. I cannot handle like 500 pages of, oh, we don't like each other, we don't like each other. Yeah, but at the end y'all are gonna like each other. You know what I'm saying? Like I know what's gonna happen, so let's not drag it on for over 500 pages. Okay, so I used to not DNF books, but now I have this thing called soft DNF, but it's really just DNFing. I'm like not gonna finish it at the moment, but I'm gonna go back later. And I tell myself this, but there is a book that I finished about 60% of like months ago and I still haven't gone back to it. So I guess I have DNF'd a few books. But like I actually started reading a book yesterday that I soft DNF'd, and it wasn't because I didn't like it, I just wasn't in the mood for it. So an epilogue can ruin a book. Like I just think sometimes a book doesn't even need an epilogue. Like there was one book that I was going to rate it, and it was a thriller. I have never rated a thriller 5 stars. I was going to rate it 5 stars, and then the epilogue came along, and it just kind of ruined it for me. Like, it wasn't a 5 star anymore. It turned into a 4. I'm a mood reader. So I love doing a TBR, like it's fun getting all the books together, but if I don't want to read all the books on my TBR, I will not force myself. Like this is my September TBR and I've actually kind of gotten through like a lot of it pretty good, but like now I'm kind of like straying off, you know, like I'm not in the mood to read this, I'm not in the mood to read that. Like I will not sit there and force myself to read books I don't want to read at the moment, because I feel like that just ruins the reading for you. It's okay if you only read a few books a month. I know you go on like social media like YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, and you see people reading like 20 books a month, 30 books a month, and that is just like, for everybody, that's not, you know, it's not real life standards. I mean, I guess people have jobs, people have to go to school. Like it's okay if you only read like 2 or 3 books a month. Like I wouldn't, you know what I'm saying? Like I know a lot of people, you obviously, I just said this, you go on social media and you compare yourself because you're like, oh, this person read 20 books, I read 2. You know, it doesn't really matter. Like as long as you're enjoying your time, it doesn't really matter how many books you read a month. Like I just like wouldn't say, don't compare yourself to somebody else, how much they're reading, because like, you know, a lot of people have other stuff to do besides reading, and I love reading, it's fun, but a lot of people who are reading like a crazy amount of books a month, like they either do this for a job or, you know, they just have a lot of free time, so it's not like really capable of everybody to read like 30 books a month. Okay, and this is my last bookish opinion. My favorite trope, I know like the trope everybody loves is enemy to lovers. I think second chance romance is my favorite trope. Like there's so many books that like are just second chance romance and I just eat them up. Like I gobble them up. And yeah, I don't know what else to say. Really it's like when they're like friends to lovers, second chance romance in one book is amazing. Like that's I love it, you know. Put it in front of me, I'm gonna read it in probably a day. Okay guys, so that's gonna be it for the video. I hope you enjoyed. If you liked it, please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.